Hello everybody, this is Board Bob. Welcome back to Factorio Modded. Um, so I made a little observation that I found interesting. I don't know exactly why it's happening, but thought you guys might be interested in it. Now, in this buffer, we have all of these normal inserters, all these yellow inserters. Now, in theory, yellow inserters should all operate at the same speed. I mean, they're all yellow inserters. There's no reason why they shouldn't be different. But I found something rather interesting. Now, as you can see, this is the point to where our levels have filled up these chests. Now, these ones over here, because I grabbed some out of there, they're still refilling what was down there. But as you can see, all of these up to this point are filled, and this one is starting to fill. And then beyond that, these ones are empty, which makes sense because as a plate is passed down into the chest, it's immediately passed back out of the chest and back into the next chest. That makes sense that these would be empty. But here's what I found that was interesting. When I went and looked at this, I noticed this top row of chests actually has quite a number of plates in it. And I have to wonder why I'm getting more plates up here and no plates here. Shouldn't, in theory, if these all operate at the same speed, this chest would get one in and it would immediately be taken out and passed down the line, and you would see your level here. But we're not seeing that. And I wondered why. And then I got to looking. And here's what I found. If you watch this number, it's 65 and it bounces to 66 as a plate goes in. But with time, you'll notice it stays on 66 longer and then bounces back to 65. And if we keep watching this for just a second, what we will see is it's going to start to stay at 66 longer than 65 until it gets to a point where it's going to change from 66 to 67, and then it bounces 67. So every half a minute or so, it's actually gaining a copper plate. So it's not picking them back out of the chest as fast as it's putting them into the chest. Now, I don't know why that's the case, because like I say, these are both yellow inserters. There should be no speed difference as far as I know. The only thing that I can think of is that this one is pulling out of a chest and this one is pulling off of a belt. And there must be some reason that there's an access speed to the chest or something like that to where it is faster coming off the belt than it is coming out of the chest. It just struck me as rather interesting because, like I say, they're both yellow inserters and it should be the same. And I just happened to notice that. And if you look, we'll walk across here. It's the same way, with the exception of the steel plate, because of course the belts on the steel plate are not backed up, but the ones that are backed up are all exactly the same, including the ones over here for the ore. Same deal. It's filling these first ones a lot faster than it's emptying them. Now here we're almost done with the copper. Copper is almost completely full. We're doing great on copper, and it'll be full fairly soon. And then I'm going to open these belts back up and let it feed from both sides. Our iron is a little further behind because we have put some demands on the system to make some iron, some stuff that needed the iron plates. So this one has not filled as fast, but it's almost filled too. And once these both get filled, I'll reattach them to the system. It should stay relatively full. In fact, it should probably pull off of here more than off of here, simply by virtue of speed, having to go through this handoff, system and what have you. It's just meant to be as a buffer anyway. But like I say, I really found that to be interesting. If anybody knows, why that is, that there's a difference in the speed, maybe it's part of the programming, or maybe it's just one of those things that because the way the game has to process things, it's just doing it. And again, it's the same thing over here. I got this row where, you know, they're almost full, and they're just picking up one every half a minute or so, to the point where we've gotten that many in there. Anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. So last episode, I said we were going to go ahead and we were going to start looking at setting up a more permanent solution with regards to our fluid handling, and that is in fact the case. I've still left this stuff down here. It's still producing my red and green science. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and start researching something else. And we're just going to go, you know, we've only got 6 left that are red and green, so we're just going to work our way through the red and green ones. We'll do modules first, just because that'll get us suits and stuff like that. It'll open up some more red and green research that we can do. So we'll hit that one. On our way down here, we'll, you know, just get that started again. So what I was thinking, and that's not necessarily ever a good thing. Sometimes it is, I guess, is whilst we're here, I want to go ahead and fill in these holes. I want to fill these lakes all up and give us a little bit more working room, that we don't have to work around this stuff. It's not going to take much, and like I had said before, down where our original starter base was, there was the bit of stone down there, and I wasn't doing anything else with it. I'd already made all the furnaces I needed to make, so there was no sense not just going ahead and converting it to landfill, which we will, you know, I'm sure use up over time anyway. So I just thought, why not just fill those in? There we go. And didn't use much. And you what, 4 stacks? That's 400 or so. Not terrible. So now down here we have this coal deposit, and we have an iron deposit over here. A couple of really good iron deposits, and a copper deposit. Another really good coal deposit. What my plan is, and that's why I eventually want to get rid of this, is I'm going to run a rail line down through here, and probably have rail lines going these 2 different directions as well. So I kind of want to keep the center of all of these branches open. So I'm kind of trying to keep my building to the edge, to the water's edge on all these places, so that we can kind of have some room for throughways. So what I thought I would do, since I already have, there we go, since I already have this oil coming in over here kind of down in this area, what I thought I would do is come down here. This, of course, is where our power plant is. What I thought I would do is come down in this area here and build our fluid handling along in here, and then we could wrap our tanks around this way. That way I can bring a train down here, and I can bring a train up here, and somewhere in this area I can have a drop off and a pickup point for fluids, as a side rail. So that's kind of my thought process there. So that's where we're gonna set up our fluid handling, is down in this area here. Let's go up and take care of this other lake real quick, just to get it out of our way and get some of this dirt out of our hands. There we go. So what I thought I would do, and of course it doesn't look natural to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway, is I thought we'd square this off. I just thought by squaring it off, we've got a nice shoreline here that we can kind of use to you know, set things up. Because one of the things we are going to need, we're going to need water to come into this system eventually when we get advanced oil processing, as well as for sulfur processing and that sort of stuff. So it just made sense to me. Now we're going to go bang through these real quick because they're only 50s. But we're going to go ahead and just blow them all out, I guess. Alright. Whilst we're setting this stuff up. And I apologize, it's dark down here. We got to get some lights in at some point. Alright, so we're going to need water access for the oil processing anyway. So I thought we'd clean this coastline up, and then we can always pluck off of that for oil, or for water. So that makes me happy there. So let's go ahead and start looking at our oil refineries. So I made 6 of them. I figure that should be plenty for some time to come. So we're going to need a gazinta and a gazalta for that, and we're going to need the space to be able to do it. Now I don't know that I want to be on this side of this coal line for that reason. I think we're going to go ahead and be over here. We'll use this to supply our water, but we'll use the, well, you know what? What if we did this? What if we came out, say 1 or 2 more here? That would give us the room. I think that would give us the room we want. Let's do that. Let's bring this shoreline out a little bit further. We'll just even it up with this piece here, maybe. Right? There. Alright. There we go. So, now, if we set these down here, I think this is going to work. And let's get rid of these trees. Let's be careful not to wipe out our track, or our belts in the process, and shoot our poles in the process. There we go. Just get them out of the way. So that way we'll be able to bring this water right around and down, and just have it feed everything, and periodically we'll put in pumps as we need to. So let's go ahead and lay this sucker down. We're going to want some room to be able to cross over this. We're going to want some room on the other side, so let's do this first. It's kind of bass-ackwards, but it gives us a way to kind of measure things out. And then 2, 2, 3. I think that's where I want it. Yeah, I know. Is that going to fit us? Let's see if that's going to fit us. That should fit us just nicely. Yep, there we go. And we may not use these pipes on the end. We may come off of the ends of it. I just wanted to get it measured properly. Was basically what I wanted. So that gives us our, and I wanted some walk space so that in case we have to bring something down through here or something, I can walk between them. Gives me some room. I still have plenty of room on this side to theoretically run a water line down this shore and throw a pump on it if need. And have plenty of room to connect into this and bring another line up. So that was my front process there. Now the question is, do I go all the way up here and start at the edge and come down? And I probably really kind of ought to, or at least close to it. Do we come up? No, we'll just leave that there. There we go. I think that'll work. So now we just need to put our pipes in for the rest of them. Oops. Yeah, that's right. That's this one. Straight pipe. All right. That should have us all hooked up on that side. Whoop, except for one. There we go. All right, so that's our gazetas. Now we just need our gazintas. And again, I like leaving myself a little bit of space to walk through, so that I can get past all of them. There we go. That way, if we decide we want to add more later, we've got the room to do it. We can just hook them up and we'll keep right on going down the line. So that gives us that. Now we just need power, and we need fluids incoming and tanks, right? And I think we can stretch this. Can we do it between two? No. Alright. Not with those poles. Let's see if we can do it with these poles. Just trying to be efficient and use as few poles as possible. And it doesn't look, well, yeah, we're gonna hit a point where we can only go so far, but I think that covers all of them with just 3 poles, looks like. And then we should be able to tie that in right up here, right? They all have all 3 have power? Awesome. Okay, there we go. So now that's going to give us this whole row if we decide we want to put in more refinery plants. 6 ought to do us for some time to come. So now, where are we going to put our oil? Well, I thought, like I say, down here where it curves around, because we'll get rid of these little lakeys here too, and just kind of open these areas up to travel. So maybe we'll put our tanks down in this area. This will be our tank farm. I'm not too worried within this space traveling. We're going to leave these walls up. Everything else is going to go with the train lines are going to be their own walls and their own defenses, and then little outlying installations. And these biters can all just hang out unless they get to be the point where we need to really just kill them. So first thing we're going to need is we're going to need our incoming tanks. Now, do we put our incoming tanks down there, or do we put our incoming tanks up here? That's the question I have. Is do we want to go ahead, because I don't think we're going to have to build this power plant out past this line of poles at the very maximum, I think, because by the time we're that far, we're going to have enough solar. So I'm thinking maybe we put our incoming tank farm here and our outgoing tank farm down along here, and then we can pipe it to wherever we want to pipe it. Like I say, anything within this compound, I don't mind doing a little bit of walking or a little bit of piping. Outside of this compound, that's a different story. And as far as anything of distance, we will train that wherever we need to take it. So let's grab ourselves some tanks, and let's go ahead and build ourselves a tank farm. So let's see. Normally I do it in rows so I can walk around the rows, but I think I'm going to do clusters this time. I don't foresee having to really walk around this stuff much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, whoops, 3, 4, 5. And again, I would say this is going to be plenty of crude oil storage for the foreseeable future, and we can always expand if we need to, upwards or downwards in both directions. So that's going to get us our crude oil coming to our plant. Man, I couldn't have lined that up if I tried. I'm not going to complain about that. That's awesome. So that gives us right to our tanks. And I didn't even try to line that up, and I lined it up. I bet I couldn't do that if I tried to do it. I'd be screwing it up. So now we're going to want to start bringing our crude oil in and filling those tanks. Let's not kill our plant. Alright, and I know that we have crude oil coming in up here. Now my concern is, if I hook this in, this is all the way out here by itself. Now I do have some turret coverage, but these have all got just regular magazines in them. There's not many turrets there, and there's biters right here. So if I really start cranking this out, that's going to raise this pollution level here, and these guys are going to go crazy nuts. I'm surprised they're not attacking already, but I have, surprisingly enough, don't seem to be getting any attacks out here. I'm not going to complain about that. But we are going to have to reinforce this. So before I turn loose on pumping all of this down here, I think I'm just going to run the connection down there so that we've got it run, and then we will go ahead and hook it up after we get out there and get it reinforced. But we won't start it until we're ready to. We'll just, am I already out of? Huh. Already out of elbows. Wow. That didn't take long. All right. Well, we have straight pipes. Let's just grab some of this iron here. And let's make some some elbows. Now that's going to use up all of our straight pipe, but that's okay. Like I say, we're not hooking this into the system yet. We're just kind of running it far enough to get ourselves started. There we go. Come on. There we go. Now we got pipes. And yep, good. All right, and that's all the further we're going to run that, because we're going to tear this stuff down, pump it out, blah blah blah, and get it down to the other plant. What we can do in the interim is we can do this. Since this is not coming into a tank, it's just coming right into here. Let's get rid of this. That way it will, in theory, although because we got that many plastics, we want to start using that up. Oh yeah, we're fine down there. Well, how's those walls? Yeah, the walls are okay. We're starting to see big biters now, so yeah, so that's fun. All right, so that'll start to suck some of this down. We will maybe transfer it to tanks or something, or leave it there when we make our connection, and then use this up as need be, just to get it out of our way. So next we need to build our tank farms. Let's grab this stuff if we can and bring what we can. Yeah, because we grabbed that plastic. We're not going to really be able to bring anything up there. That's fine. So we're going to need some more pipes. I just some elbows. I made those ones just so that we could get that line run, but ultimately we're going to need more. Let's put this junk stuff that we don't need right now just all in a thing. Where probably when we get those going, let's see where we stand right now. We're going to probably want to up our power plant some more, so that's why I built more boilers and steam engines. Let's grab some of this iron plate and go ahead and make ourselves some more elbows while we're on the way down there, just so we have some. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, that's going to be plenty. So let's get down here and place our tanks. Now, again, I don't want to run into an issue of not being able to produce something because we're full on other things. We are going to end up with our production stopping at some point, because we do have 6 refineries that we're going to be running. But by the time we hit that level, I think we will have plenty of ways to use it up. So we're going to get down here and we're going to set up our tanks, and we're going to set them up the same as we did with our crude tanks. We're going to set up cluster. As a matter of fact, no, it doesn't matter because we don't have pots. All right, so let's go ahead and set up our tanks, and I What we're going to do is we're just going to start here because we're going to pipe them all down anyway. So let's just make, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that going to fit? Yes, it will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I don't want to get too many in there because then I won't be able to turn them. So yeah, we're probably gonna just shot ourselves in the foot anyway, but that's okay. We can pull one of these out. Alright, so let's see. That's the right way, that's the right way, that's the right way, that's the right way. So turn this one. Oops. Turn this one. Turn this one. And turn this one. Right? And go down here. And turn this one. And this one. And this one. So, doom. Oh, we didn't turn that one. There we go. So we doom. Don't. Right? Yeah. That looks right. 1, 2, 3. How's that look? We look all right now? I think we look okay now. Yes. Okay. There we go. So there's one fluid. And if we have to expand these, we're going this way with them. So we'll give ourselves, let's see, 1, 2, 3 tanks worth of room between them for pipes, I think is what we'll do. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, we're not going to be able to fit all 3 of them in here, are we? No, we're not going to be able to fit all 3 of them in there. Alright, well. Did we get... Yeah, and of course we did. Of course we did. Alright, fine. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. There. We'll move that out of our way for now. And we need one there. There we go. That should keep everything hooked up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do you know? No. One too many. I'll have to rehook up that line, but we're not powering lasers right now, so it doesn't really matter. We will get that all sorted out at a more opportune time. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to let us do that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we just need to bring some landfill in for that. Not a problem. And we need to we going to be able to? No, but we can do this. There we go. So we're going to bring some landfill down for that. And then we're going to hook our pipes up, and then we should be pretty golden on this. Then it's just a matter of setting it up to use it. So let's go up here and get this landfill, fill in these holes, be done with it, get the tanks hooked up, and then that task is completed. Might as well complete the whole task all at one time rather than leaving it wait and saying, oh, we'll get back to it, and then not. Right? That's the way I see it anyway. I mean, I'm not a smart man, but I can at least figure that part out. Yeah, that'll do us for that. I don't know if we're still producing landfill down here or not. I don't think we are. I think we've used up all the stone down here. Yes, we have. Okay, good. We've used up all the stone. We're no longer producing landfill down here, so that's something for us to keep in mind for future reference. So there's our crude incoming. And our tank yard. There we go. Man, we're just cooking away at this research, aren't we? We're gonna run out of stuff to be able to research here in a second. That's okay. That just means we're progressing right along. All right, there we go. So now we have our three main materials that come out, our petroleum gas, our light and heavy oil, right? Right. So now let's bring them up to the plant, and let's see if one of these lines up directly or not. Looks like it might. Oops. Helps to do that. What do you know? So that hooks up to that one directly. Right into it. Alright, so now and we'll come down that far. And then we're going to dog leg it just because we kind of need to. Because we can't be coming down here. We'll end up hooked up to those inadvertently. Maybe not. How about that? Will that let us come down to here and dogleg it? That'll let us come down to there and dogleg it. Right? There we go. Right? Right. That brings us into that one. That leaves us just the last one. And that one should be right here. Right? Yep. Right there. Of course, we're short by one pipe. All right, well, not a problem. what we'll do is we'll go up here and grab the iron we need from up here. To make a couple of straight pipes. There we go. Now let's go up and get some more turrets if we have them, and we'll go out there and deal with. Alright, so we are out of everything that just requires red and green. So we're going to take a break on researching, because we're going to need to make some other stuff. So we'll hold off on that. Let's see if we got any more turrets over here. Like I say, we're going to want to reinforce that area out there. We're definitely going to want some walls to triple them up. They may already be, but I don't know for sure. We're going to want a bunch of turrets. We're going to want a bunch of ammo. That's what we have for now. We'll go ahead and see how that does. If we start getting a lot of hits, we will definitely take more ammo out there. But for right now, let's see what that gets us for protection out there. We'll put, say, 10 or 15 in each, or whatever it works out to. So let's head out here, and I gotta make myself a car. So let's get out here and get this fortified, get back and get it hooked up, and get our ore processing going, or our oil processing going, and get that banged out. And then at that point, I think that covers, I could be wrong, but I think that covers all of our raw materials at that point. Do we have any grenades? We don't, and I don't want to. Alright, you know what we're going to do? I don't want to have to run through the woods. Stupid as that seems, I don't want to have to try and navigate through all this mess. So the reason and I know this is wasting some crude, I'd rather waste a little bit than a lot, and I'd rather waste it than blow up stuff. So there's that, and since they're not running right now anyway, let's take a look at the map real quick and see where this forest goes, and if there's anything in it. Well, that, but I don't know that we're going to worry too much about that. It's probably just some belts. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of pyro. Just to get some of these trees out of our way. We don't need to clear all of it. Just need to clear enough to where I can walk around. And I bet we can get up here before the fire gets up here and grab whatever it is that's up here that we did not get before. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's just some belts, but you know what? Free belts, free splitters. Don't make no sense to leave them, and it don't make no sense to set them on fire. Alright, there we go. Now, this one should be just fine to set fire to. This one I'm a little hesitant to set fire to. There's something in there. Oh, red science. I wonder what else. Something's flashing. I didn't catch what that was. Oh, okay, so it was a lab. Alright, cool. So we get the lab out of there. I'm a little hesitant to set this set of woods on fire, because it does block some of the pollution for those pump jacks. But you know what? To hell with it. We're gonna go ahead and fire's cool. As long as it doesn't come down here and burn our walls up. Alright. Yeah, so we definitely needed the walls that we brought with us because these are only one thickness. So it is a good thing that we brought walls. Right? Right. We're probably gonna get these guys' attention, but that's okay. Why did we not run that straight across? Probably because of the biters. There we go. Fill the rest of this in. Alright, now let's lay down the rest of these turrets. And I don't necessarily intend for these turrets to stay here too much longer. Very soon we should start pumping out lasers, and we can start taking care of that. How'd that do? Yeah, good. It didn't even get to our walls. Awesome sauce. Where did I? There they are. Oh man. All right, fine. I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but there's not enough room between the wall and the pump jack to get that turret in there. Of course not. Horse snot. Now we got room. take out of there anyway to get them to fit past that one. And if we're going to do that, we might as well do that. Because if we're going to do it, we might as well pick up that other oil patch right there. Right? Right. There we go. Fill this in with 3. And that should... Do we have any pump jacks? We don't have any pump jacks with us? Of course not. Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do. Awesome. How's that, man? And then that should go there. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Yeah. And then we should be able to put one somewhere ish. There we go. I think that covers all of them. We just need to hook the... I killed that power, but that's okay. We'll put that there. Now, we just need ammo. And then to go back and hook up that power line, right? That's not ammo. That's a wall. And you know what? Let's take it out of that one too. Oops. There you go. Sorry I'm not talking, guys. I'm just trying to keep count here in my head. That's gonna bug me. Almost done. Oops. Oops. All right, there we go. So they each have 10 in them. How many we got left? Not nothing. I'm going to go back and put it all in all. All right, so that should give us enough to get us started. And just take one quick look, last look. Yes, everything's hooked up. The only thing we need to do is replace the lines that we pulled up over here. Now that the fire is done burning out, and we don't have to worry about the fire burning up our stuff. There we go. So there's that. And then right? All right. That should give us our power out there. Let's get close enough that we can see. Yep, nothing's flashy. Good to go. All right. So now that we've reinforced over there, we've put bigger walls and we've put guns in. Let's do this. And you know what? Let's do this as well. I don't like not having, well, I don't like not having a gun there. Call me crazy, because I am, but I don't like it. I do not like it, Sam. I am. Oh, we still got a space, but better than what it was. Right? Right. Okay. And this was, I believe I put 25 in all of these. Yep. Okay. Where are we getting hit a lot at? Oh man, these guys are, yeah, they're getting down there a little bit on ammo. Alright. They'll be alright for now. So let's go over here and hook up our new tanks and start filling stuff up. Where's our incoming? There's our incoming right there. There we go. The rest of this stuff we'll come back and clean up when we can get it all pumped out of there and moved around. In the meantime, let's go down here and make sure our plants are set up to start producing, and of course they're not, because we didn't tell them what to produce, even though we can only produce one thing right now so far. But that's okay. There we go. And these should be all starting to see, well, except for this one, because we need a pipe there. There we go. Day is all filling up, a little slowly but surely. We can let that run, and now we got all three of our crude turned into all three of our product oils, and we got our basic stuff for our plates and everything else in. So we are good to go, guys. So we got our oil system set up, and we got her pumping, and it looks like that is going to be it for us for this episode, because it has been, about an hour, and that'll be that. So I will see you next time when we actually get to start working on producing some stuff. This has all been kind of set up to get our needs met, so that we can really just kind of start pumping everything else out, and we've got that now. So basically what I'm just doing now is I'm emptying out my inventory completely, so I can get down there and grab all that plastic, and I can grab all of the science packs that are down there. So next time we are going to start setting up our production, and that should go fairly quickly, because we got schematics for all of that. We just got to clear some trees out. I think what we're looking at doing, I think my plan is, like I say, to try and keep to the shorelines. So I think our production stuff is probably going to go in starting up in this area for our gears and our belts and everything else. We're going to kind of keep along this side here, and then we'll go from there. Yes, it's a little removed from our oil production, but that's okay. I don't mind that. Like I say, as long as I stay within this compound, I'm willing to spend the belts and spend the pipes to keep it in this compound. Outside this compound, we're going to start railing it in. So that's going to be our plan once we start getting our production up and running. So in the next probably 2 to 3 episodes, we should start laying down rails. All right, guys. If you got something out this, like I say, it wasn't a whole lot. It was mostly housekeeping, I guess. But we're getting there. So like, subscribe, comment, that sort of thing. I will talk at you later. Bye.